celestial wanderers. This is Maya Cat, back with another episode of my astrology blog. Today we will dive into the karmic lesson of the Mars reunion with South Lunar Node in July 2025, and trust me, you'll want to stay tuned. Joining me as always is my co-pilot Brian, ready to guide us through the stardust. Brian, take it away.
Thanks, Maya. You always know how to spark curiosity. Let's uncover exactly how these astral alignments will shape our paths and why embracing change could lead to magic. In the celestial theatre of 2025, the South Lunar Node, also known as Ketu or the tail of the dragon, takes center stage. This cosmic entity whispers tales from the past, nudging us to confront old patterns, unresolved issues, and karmic debts we may have thought were long buried under the sands of time. But like a bad ex who suddenly pops up on your phone list, the universe has other plans. In the celestial ballet, few moves are as dramatic or as loaded with meaning as a planetary conjunction. In astrology, this occurs when two planets align at the exact same degree of the zodiac, like cosmic dance partners locked in an intimate tango. It's not just synergy, it's full-blown fusion. One moment, they're separate entities with their own agendas. The next, they become a single force of nature, blending energies in ways that can either launch you into greatness or drop you face first into your own shadow. And when Mars, the god of war, teams up with the South Lunar Node, also known as Ketu, the karmic dragon's tail, prepare for a reckoning. This is not just about what you did last summer. This is about what you did in past lives, bad decisions made in another body, and emotional debts you didn't even know you owed. Ketu, the keeper of your spiritual suitcase. The South Node represents the weight we carry, our past habits, talents, and traumas often inherited from lifetimes ago. Think of it as your soul's autopilot, nudging you toward familiar patterns, even if they no longer serve you. You might not remember signing up for those lessons, but your karma does. Ketu whispers, "You've been here before," and more often than not, it's right. The cosmic shift. The South Node changes zodiac signs this year, shifting its focus to new life domains and urging us to revisit lessons we've either ignored or mastered, if we're feeling generous. It's like being handed a pop quiz on material you thought was covered in last semester's exam, and then comes July 22nd to 23rd, 2025, when Mars, the fiery warrior planet, teams up with the South Lunar Node in the ever-practical sign of Virgo. This rare astrological meetup is less of a party and more of a cosmic audit. Let's call it time to pay the pipers, or if you prefer drama, the past comes knocking and maybe brings friends. This isn't just some random planetary flirtation, it's the culmination of decisions made nearly a decade ago, specifically around November 10th, 2015, when Mars danced with the North Node, the node of the future. That was when seeds were planted, choices made, actions taken, battles fought, and now, dear reader, we're reaping what we sowed. Mars is the cosmic gym coach. If Ketu is your inner archive, then, well, Mars is your inner engine. This fiery planet governs action, courage, ambition, and raw physical energy. It's that voice inside you that says go when everyone else is saying wait. Mars fuels your drive to fight, to lead, to conquer, and yes, sometimes to overdo it just a bit. Mars doesn't ask for permission. It demands a plan, a punch, and a purpose. When Mars meets Ketu, it's all about old flames and fresh fights. Now just imagine this. The warrior planet collides head-on with your karmic baggage handler. What you get isn't just a planetary meetup. It's more like a spiritual audit, a cosmic call to the carpet. This conjunction drags up every unfinished battle, every unresolved conflict, every time you charged in too fast or, held back for too long. It forces you to confront how you use, or maybe misuse, your power, aggression, and initiative, especially if those behaviors have roots in who you used to be. It's like fate is handing you a sword and saying, use it wisely, or suffer the consequences. Mars is the warrior, the player, the problem. Mars isn't here to whisper sweet nothings. He's the god of war, the embodiment of action, ambition, courage, and that primal urge to just take charge. No matter who you are, male, female, or somewhere in between. Mars represents those moments when you decide to stop waiting for someone else to fix things and just do it yourself. He's the one who pushes you to make the first move, speak your truth, or well, challenge someone to a duel, hopefully just metaphorically. Mars is all about fighting spirit, leadership, and sometimes, let's be honest, plain stubbornness. If life throws lemons at you, Mars says, fine, I'll build a lemonade factory. But when Mars links up with the South Node, it's not about starting new fights, it's about finishing old ones. Think of it as a cosmic reunion, where everyone shows up with unresolved issues, emotional baggage, and possibly a grudge or two. Every 1.5 to 2 years, Mars brushes shoulders with the South Node, but each meeting happens in a different sign, coloring the experience uniquely. The last time Mars met the South Node in Virgo was back in September 2006. Remember that? Probably not. But if you were around, chances are something significant happened in the Middle East. Or maybe your plane landed safely by miracle. This time, Virgo rules the domain of work, service, organization, and that nagging feeling that you're always fixing someone else's mess. During this period, you might feel stuck in a loop, like a hamster running on a wheel made of spreadsheets and unfinished tasks. Projects may seem pointless. Work feels thankless. Your personal life might resemble a rerun of an old romantic comedy where the ex returns just to stir things up again. There may be a strong urge to burn bridges, quit jobs, or ghost people faster than a Wi-Fi signal in the mountains, but resist the urge to panic or resign. This is the universe giving you a nudge, perhaps even a shove, toward clarity. Use this time to clean house, both literally and metaphorically. Declutter your space, your schedule, and definitely your thoughts. Virgo governs public services, healthcare systems, infrastructure, and all those invisible gears that keep society spinning. Expect delays, reforms, budget cuts, or sudden strikes from essential workers tired of being called heroes without raises. Bureaucracy will get moodier than usual, and paperwork will feel like a punishment from the gods. On a personal level, old conflicts may resurface. People will bring up ancient grievances, and skeletons will rattle out of closets like they've been waiting for their moment. Someone from your past, perhaps an ex, a friend who ghosted you, or a colleague who didn't return your call, might reappear, stirring emotions like sugar in tea. If you're currently in a relationship, tread carefully. An old flame might send a message, and while nostalgia can be seductive, it's rarely wise to play with fire when you're already holding a match. What to expect during this aspect? The drama unfolds in 3 ways this can play out. First, frozen fire. When Mars loses its spark, some feel the weight of history so deeply that they hesitate to act at all. Initiative stalls, motivation evaporates, ambition becomes a distant memory. You may find yourself stuck in a loop of indecision, afraid to take risks, terrified of failure, even though deep down you know you're capable of more. Second, wildfire. When Mars goes rogue, others erupt. Impulsivity takes the wheel, arguments flare, competitiveness turns toxic, efforts burn bright, then burn out. You charge forward without thinking, repeating old mistakes, falling into traps you should have outgrown. It's like watching a rerun of your worst self, but in high definition. Third, the karmic carousel, déjà vu all over again. Relationships repeat the same scripts. Work challenges mirror past failures. Conflicts resurface with eerie familiarity. You're caught in a loop, acting out ancient patterns you barely understand, let alone control. The cosmic assignment here is simple, really. Burn the script. So what's the lesson in all of this? It's about recognizing your karmic blueprint, especially where Mars is involved. It's about seeing the cycle before it drags you under again. It's time to stop wasting energy on outdated battles and instead channel it toward growth, clarity, and alignment with your North Node. That's your soul's GPS, always pointing toward your highest path. This is your moment to transform destructive repetition into constructive evolution, to stop reliving the past and honestly start rewriting the future. Who will feel it most, you might be wondering? Astrologically speaking, certain birthdays will be more affected by this Mars-South Node conjunction. If your birthday falls between March 8th and 13th, May 8th and 13th, June 8th and 13th, September 10th and 15th, December 8th and 14th, or January 8th and 12th, well, get ready for a bit of spiritual spring cleaning. You may find yourself facing consequences, making peace with the past, or finally closing a chapter you left open for just a little too long. The silver lining, and yes, there is one. This transit isn't all doom and bureaucratic delays. In fact, it's a powerful time for forgiveness, especially self-forgiveness. We all carry guilt over missed opportunities, poor decisions or moments of weakness. Now is the time to let go. Forgive yourself for hesitating when you should have charged forward. Forgive yourself for choosing comfort over growth. Forgive yourself for letting fear win, even if it was just once or twice. Then pack those regrets in a mental suitcase and check them at the door. Because after the cleanup comes clarity, after the reckoning comes renewal, and after the past barges in uninvited, it eventually leaves, hopefully with a polite goodbye and maybe even a thank you note for the tea. So brace yourselves, Stardust travelers. July 2025 is not just another month, it's the moment when karma rings the doorbell, hands you a mirror and says, let's talk. The universe isn't cruel, it's persistent. If this aspect keeps showing up in your chart, it means something needs to change. Not just in your actions, but in your understanding of why you act the way you do. This is the time to forgive yourself for hesitation, release guilt for aggression, honor your strength without letting it run wild, and recognize that some fights are worth having, while others were never yours to begin with. Because when Mars dances with Ketu, the music is ancient, but the choice in the end is always yours. Will you repeat the steps, or will you finally lead?
And that's a wrap, my starry-eyed friends. Remember, the universe sends whispers, not shouts, so tune in and trust the process. If you enjoyed this episode, give it a thumb up, subscribe for more astro insights, and leave a comment to share your thoughts. Until next time, stay curious, stay magical, and keep shining like the star you are. Meow FF.